However, my playoff predictor, I got one big game I'm going to take a look at this week, and that's going to lead me into my picks of the week for this week. Chargers versus Raiders. They flex this game to Sunday Night Football. They do this every year, and I get excited every year about the last week of the NFL season, the game that gets flexed Sunday Night Football, because almost every time there are two teams who are going head-to-head in week 17 or 18, whatever it may be, and playing for the last playoff spot. And Chargers and Raiders Sunday Night Football, that's what's happening. Whoever wins goes to the playoffs. Whoever loses going home. You're basically starting your playoffs a week later. You've got the Raiders, who have fired John Gruden halfway through the season and have somehow stumbled their way into this spot. I'm kind of surprised they're here. And also, I heard this past week, and I want to give Derek Carr a little bit of credit. This season, Derek Carr has lost his coach, got his best receiver taken away from him by something that hardly ever happens in the NFL. I'm not saying an accident or anything like that, but something that hardly ever happens to someone. Got his best receiver taken away from him. Dealing with all this stuff with the Raiders. John Gruden still making noise. And Derek Carr's got his team in the position to make a playoff push, which is really impressive, and he's definitely one of the most valuable players in this league. For his team, he's definitely the most valuable player. And on the other side, you've got the Chargers, who have seemed to be everyone's favorite team at some point this year. They've been my favorite. I've come on here one or two times, and the Chargers are it. They're it. And then I come on here the next week, that they've lost it. It has been a complete emotional roller coaster for its fan base in the NFL this season, and it's going to be a really good game. I'm liking the Chargers to come out of this game personally. I just think they have the better roster and the better quarterback. When you're 17 weeks into the NFL season, going into week 18, everybody knows the plays you're going to run. You've already run all of your plays after like week 12. Sure, you can make some new ones, but especially in the Raiders' case, new coach, all that. They know your playbook. They know what's coming. So it comes down to the better quarterback, the better coach, and the better all-around team. And in my opinion, I think that's the Chargers. That's going to take me into the picks of the week. And Chargers at Raiders. Chargers are favored by 2.5. I got to take Chargers 2.5. Carolina at Tampa. This is a very hard game for me because of everything that's happening with Tampa. I went on a big rant about them to start the show today. It's hard for me to side with Tampa here. But in no way ever will you see me siding with Cam Newton, Sam Darnold, and the Carolina Panthers. Tampa -8 all day. Bears at Vikings. Vikings are favored by 2.5. Vikings, I believe they're out of the playoff bubble now. Might have a chance to squeeze in, but I'm pretty 99% sure they're out. And they're favored by 2.5. It's at Minnesota. I like Vikings -2.5 here. I think Kirk's going to go out, put on a performance for the last game on this contract deal for him. And it really, like I said about the Chargers and the Raiders, at this point in the season, everybody knows your plays. Everybody knows what's coming and what's going to happen. So with the Bears at Vikings, especially it being in division, they've already played once, comes down to the better coach. Matt Nagy's already lost his job. Matt Nagy's fired. Mike Zimmer, slight chance that he hasn't lost his job. And this game is going to help him not lose his job. So that's why I have Vikings -2.5. Football team at Giants. I've been looking every week because I've been wanting to bet with the football team. I like them. But still, I am going to bet with them this week. Football team -6.5. Makes me worrisome. The good news, I think, if the Giants were a lot more fighting for their jobs, I think it'd be different. But we know Joe Judge is going to be there next season. Most likely Daniel Jones and most likely David Gettleman. So, it's weird. They're not getting put in a we must win situation. And the football team, I think Heineke's going to go out there if he plays and go get the dub and beat him by 6.5. 49ers at Rams is going to be my final game for week 18 of the NFL season, my final regular season picks. I'm going to be picking every game throughout the playoffs, so don't worry. I'll have those coming out weekly. So 49ers at Rams. Rams already have their playoff spot all locked up. They could still move around, jump around a little bit, but the 49ers are very much in a fight. I talked about them last week, talked about them a little bit this week. Kyle Shanahan's got that special red book that he's got in his desk that he's been hiding that is the playbook for Trey Lance. And they're going to come out here, use Trey Lance. The 49ers are going to have a lot of fight about them, and they're going to come out and cover the 4.5-point spread. So with my picks of the week, I got Chargers -2.5, Tampa -8, Vikings -2.5, football team -6.5, and 49ers +4.5. And also a quick note on last week, we went 4-1 through the picks again, another week above 500, so be sure to be betting with at the Adam Eisen Show.